Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. It's me, BBK, and welcome back to the Bosses Clubhouse. Good morning, JB. Oh, mamas, thank you. I'm glad you did. I'm waiting patiently on that email to come through. What's up, Kiki baby? I'm waiting on that email to come through. What's going on, Boss King? Now, we had a nice time last night on Boss King Anthony McNeil's live stream. I shared it. I think it's still up. You guys better go check it out. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe and share the content. Oh, we had a nice conversation, and he brought some hot chocolate to the tea party. Y'all better check it out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning. Trying to sleep so I can go to work with King so I can listen now. Okay, baby. I know I woke up the first time and thought I was late to work. I was like, oh, child. So I know I'm probably the last one to be talking on Lil Nas. Yeah, I know I had to change the spelling in the name to Lil Nasal X. But y'all, I really, and I don't know if anybody spoke on this part, but um I've only seen a part of a video where they talked about him and his so-called pregnancy. I hope the people broke it down to you guys that the bottom line on it is that Lil Nasal is going through his initiation. He's going through his ritual with the elites, with the industry, with the pedal people. Every time they have to be initiated or go through a ritual, they have to do something very triggering and very embarrassing to them. Now, what made them decide giving him a pregnant bump would be something smart to do or would be something that's so, I don't know, triggering to the world? Hey, Camille, how you doing, boo? Long time no see, baby. I don't know why they thought that that would be so triggering after the video, the Montero video that he just did. The imagery and the message that was sent in that video alone, in terms of him being tainted by the infamous tree from Adam and Eve eating the poisonous apple, his dissension from heaven into hell, kissing the feet of the devil on the throne. All of those things were quite triggering. And then to top it off, as a part of the promotion of that song, he had the nerve to put out a new tennis shoe. Found Okay, sorry about that. That was my alarm came in and fucked me up. Sorry about that, y'all. Um, yes, he's next to the cloning station. Oh yes, he is. Very much so. Very much so. Pixie Jesus. Yep, can y'all hear me now? I think I'm back. It looked like everything missing. Can y'all hear me now? It looked like y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? No, not yet. Can you hear me now? No, not yet. Can you hear me? Yes, we can hear you. Gotcha. Good looking out. Thank you. Thank you. So he comes out with this video with this very strange, strong, and negative message. A very evil message, a video with an evil message to it. Then he comes out with these tennis shoes. And the tennis shoes were so satanic in nature that not only did he put the mark of the beast 666 on it, but continued to advertise that only I don't even remember the number of shoes. There was only 1,000 or so pair of shoes made, and in the heel, the gel sole of the shoe was a drop of blood. I don't know whose blood they had dropped in there, and at this point it doesn't matter. But that was sick to me. It's bad enough that you came out with the shoe and you have the mark of the beast on the shoe. Then you turned around and informed us that there was a drop of blood, but you went so far as to advertise it under the name of Nike, affiliating them with the devil worship and the linear moon. It wasn't smart at all. But you let us know then that you were participating in your initiation or your ritual. And maybe that drop of blood was his blood. Maybe it was his blood ritual. Either way, he's definitely being initiated with all of this fool la la. So now this pregnant belly, him dressing up, or I guess I should say not dressing up, and sporting a proud belly bump, talking about he's pregnant, to me, not only, like I said, it makes me feel that it's an initiation, but it's also mocking the other artists that continue to work and perform through their pregnancies. And at this time, Cardi B is that artist. We've seen Cardi B work through a pregnancy before. We've seen Beyonce work and entertain through a pregnancy before. We've seen who else? It was somebody else. Somebody else was pregnant. Keisha Cole was pregnant, worked through a pregnancy before. What's funny is he's already connected to the young people, so he is a perfect fit for his string pullers. Yeah, he is a perfect fit. And what's killing about it? They graduated from the cowboy song. I'm gonna ride them. Hell, I can't even think. I can't even get the beat right now. But y'all know the first song that he came out with and had everybody singing. Everybody had little kids learning the words of his song, but they don't know their address. They started out with that song, which I think was a perfect start because most people didn't really pay attention to the lyrics, like most people don't. But the lyrics was already. So, how long is his initiation going to be? Is there more to his ritual than what we've seen thus far? Because, baby, his ritual has played out in our face, just like Uzivert's played out in our face. Quiet as it's kept, Cardi B's played out in our face, too. People didn't recognize it when Nicki's played out in our face. hmm We also watched Jay and Bays play out in our face, but their initiation was on a much higher level because their money was long and strong. They were very business affiliated, business minded, and for the most part, they keep it kind of private. They may go to the Emmys or they may go to the Oscars or the Grammys, but for the most part, you didn't really see them going and hanging out a lot of places unless they were somewhere on vacation with them and their family. But we watched Bay's initiation and Jay's play out in front of us. Jay's was progressing and flourishing strong when he had the Spotify thing going on. And of course, when Bay's mama was her everything, her seamstress and her this and her that prior to the pregnancies, we watched her transform into Sasha Fierce. We watching these people and not even recognize what we actually watching. It's more to it than just music and entertainment. Much more to it. And don't Montero wait. And don't I did look up what Montero stood for, and I can't remember now, but I think it is affiliated with something like that, Anthony. I do think so. hmm I do believe it is, sir. Yep. It's unfortunate that they would use the music industry to let these people ride their initiations out. It would do that shit on a rated X type of platform or a rated double R platform because the platform of the music industry is filled with a lot of children.
a lot of children, underage children. Now, to these children, their eyes are closed and they blindsided to the reality of what's going on. But the way they got Lil Nas X out here pimping this baby bump, I'm sure they're confused. It's a message even to the blind and the confused, though. What could the message be? Well, they've been pushing a very strong message about the LGBTQ with our toddlers and our small children. They're sending a strong, loud message. And with sending the message of LGBTQ to the kids, I guess they feel like it's a very subtle message because right now we only have the drag queens reading to them. And I can say drag queens because that's what they're called when they dress up to perform, when they don't live their life 24/7 as a woman. They're called drag queens, and that's not a derogatory name. That's the name that they gave for themselves, and that's what they wear, and they wear it proudly. So don't nobody feel like I'm offending the drag queen sector, because that's not the case. It's been known to me since heavy metal, dark music. And see, for me, when I first heard heavy metal, dark music, it had a demonic energy to it. So I never wanted to hear it. I couldn't understand half of what they said. And the lyrics, I couldn't even get to understand the lyrics because the wow, that shit was a turnoff to me. That energy wasn't feeling on me right. It wasn't hitting me right. So I wasn't listening to it. But you could tell a lot of the white kids that negativity seeped into their energy. Why? Because a lot of them started wearing dark clothes. It was a dark music, a dark energy, and it produced dark results. They started walking around here with black eyeshadow on. The white boys wasn't gay, but they had black fingernail polish on. They was allegedly wasn't nothing wrong with them, but now they wearing all black all the time. Then it starts seeping into their spirit so bad till they start getting nose piercings, eyebrow piercing, earlobe piercing, lip piercing, neck piercing, nipple piercing, pussy piercing, dick piercing, ball piercing, navel piercing. Why are you putting all these extra holes in your body? What is that supposed to do? Because it's not cute. It's not attractive at all. It is some sick shit, Kiki. Hey, Sarconos. Hey, Mama Sita. Long time no see, Mama. Missing you. You and Cece broke through. Come through, come through. Shout out to all my bosses. Yes. Shout out to my bosses, my cave dwellers, my street runners, my supporters, subscribers, allies, haters, and ops. Yes. Oh, you're so sweet, mamas. Oh, and happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday to Sarconas. Happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday. Love you, boo. I'm sorry I got sidetracked. Y'all know that's me. It'll happen in a minute, honey. It's that damn ADHD. Don't pay it no mind. Don't pay it no mind. Yes, Kiki come through with the birthday cakes and the hand and the cartwheels. But yeah, and if you also think about it, and some of y'all might be too old to remember back then, but it was a time in my teenage years when not only the kids, because this was a combination of white and black, but for the black, you couldn't probably really see the dark black eyeshadow and all of the things, but it was very pronounced and prominent in white people. You know, they took it to a whole level. They started wearing the big spikes in the hair, When I don't know if y'all remember, they would wear the chokers and the bracelets and stuff, and they would have literal spikes, metal spikes coming out of them. Hell, then before you know it, the boys was wearing skirts, black skirts and black shirts, and they was in all black, and it really is. And I've never believed in it as much as I believe in it now. There is such a thing as pure and real energy, be it good or bad, and it seeps in your spirit. And when you're a young kid, it changes you. Now, for the teenagers, what we did, we gave it another name instead of saying that it was a dark spirit, because I won't necessarily say they was possessed they was demonized, but they wasn't possessed. But what we did, we gave it a name and said, oh, that ain't nothing but a fad, and dismissed it. That's why we're in this position that we're in now. We've always been very dismissive. We've never put our foot down, spoke on it, or even bothered to understand a lot of the things that we see and heard. Back in my day, in my younger days, the LGBTQ was quiet as church mouses on a weekend drunk. They wasn't prancing around holding hands, kissing, wearing dresses, doing our thing. You very seldom saw LGBTQ because society was so negative, openly negative towards them. And as time progressed, they wanted to be counted, they wanted to be seen, they wanted to be heard, and they wanted to be treated fairly, as they should. Who want to be outcasts? Hey, 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 I was a punk rocker as a teenager. Watch it now. Hey, a punk rocker and dark heavy metal were two different genres, right? You could be a punk rocker if you wanted to, with a ZZ Top, or I'm trying to think of some of the rockers back in the day. You know, I'm getting old now. The damn dementia kicking in on my thing. But you could be a punk rocker, but a punk rocker was different than heavy metal. You wasn't going out hanging with a clique, everybody dressed in all black like y'all the motherfucking black KKK. You know, you wasn't spritzing your hair up into a whole Spike Lee, and I'm talking about whole spikes, where you could only sleep on the sides of your head because you couldn't lay back, and the front probably wasn't all that damn comfortable. You know, so for me, punk rocker and heavy metal were two different types. I mean, I don't recall, correct me if I'm wrong, but punk rockers wasn't out here making music in such a manner that, because back then we was playing our music on 45 singles and 33 albums. We had record players, 8 tracks. Come on now. We had 8 track tapes, and then we moved to cassette tapes. You wasn't listening to music that was made in such a manner to where you will put the record on the record player, stick the needle on the record player to play, then take your finger and turn the record backwards to hear the real hidden message in the music. Punk rockers wouldn't do that. That was heavy metal all day. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Kiss was make believe. Kiss was heavy metal, I believe. But Kiss had some songs that I like, but I think even they transformed. System of Down was straight metal. Oh, okay. I also listened to some heavy metal. I had a mohawk. Anyways, never mind. You was the exception to the rule, my baby. Okay, I'm sorry. I still love you though. I gotta give you a little shit right now, but I love you. I can't win, Camille. I find something else to talk about other than this crazy stuff and get you to come home. And god damn it, I done hit a soft spot. But I love you, baby. I know you take it to charge it to my head and not my heart. But yeah, making music in a manner that when you played it backwards, you could hear that message very clear, and it was mostly a demonic message. And I don't know if any of you guys ever experienced that, but that was something that they did back in the 70s. I don't give a damn if y'all know my age. It is what it is. Back in the 70s, that's what they was doing with them 45 singles. Taking them and spinning them. You had to take your thumb and put it on it and keep spinning it backwards. And then you would hear words that you couldn't hear when it played forward. But standing in your shoes today, looking back on a lot of those kids that listen to punk rock and heavy metal, a lot of those kids were not as affected as other. For instance, black kids. But that's because our black families wasn't with that shit. They'll whoop your ass and get you straight in a minute. Them white folks, hell, they just glad their kids gone about their business and leave them alone. Honey, go ahead. Wear your black fingernail polish. The boys wearing bracelets and chokers, and ain't nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying in that era it was real prominent and we let it go. Good morning, Raina. We let it go. We let a lot of shit go. Lying politicians. We laughed and talked shit. We voted for them, put them in office. When they piss us off, we call them, cuss them out, sit up, talk shit about them, watch them act the fool, watch them cheat. But instead of us getting their asses kicked up out of there, or going down there to the neighborhood meeting, or to the rallies or the protests, we didn't. We wasn't interested. We just sit at home because, and I say we, but I'm not talking about myself because I was just a young child. But I'm talking about my parents, my peoples, my folks, my peoples. My peoples didn't want to be seen as troublemakers. Because why? A lot of these people they had to see when they went to the children's school, hmm They had to see their parents, who was ministers, pastors, wives to the pastors, first lady at the church, the golden girl, the OG lady, the senior citizen OG lady that always sit on the front pew in a white dress. You had to see them at the church. You had to see them at the school. You ran into them at the grocery. You didn't want to be seen at a protest or a rally being a troublemaker. Why? Because back then it was about protecting the kids, keeping the kids safe, and not being hemmed up in no bullshit. But like I said, you have to have a voice. You have to use your voice. You have to let your voice be heard. You can't stay quiet. Staying quiet is submitting to the bullshit. You're correct regarding spinning backwards in them records. The words was demonic. Yes. And as kids, if I heard y'all talking about y'all listen to the words or so and so, I listened to the Beatles, and did you know the Beatles said this and he said that? And then you got the Beatles record, so you go to the house and put him on the record player, but you didn't hear him say nothing. Then you tell Lisa Marie, the white girl, I heard Tabitha saying that the Beatles said this and that on the song, but I got the record. I didn't hear him say that. Then little Lisa Marie tell you, oh girl, you have to spin the record backwards. Well, then you go home and you tried it. Now, for a lot of black people that was poor, your parents said, girl, if you don't let that record play by itself, don't break that record player because we ain't got now another one now. We ain't got now another one. Them was the grown folks getting in your ass because the record player that you was messing with was as big as a flow model TV used to be back in the day. Uh-huh. It was the size of an elongated dresser back in the day. It took two or three of y'all to move that bitch. And it had several different compartments and huge speakers to rock the windows when the music get good. So we wasn't talking about no $10 record player that you sit on top of a tabletop, a desktop, or the top of some furniture and let it play. It had speakers, huge speakers. It had treble, bass. It had all of the synthesizers, how to change the sound and everything. So see, your parents didn't want you tearing up the record player. So they tell you, get your finger off the record and let it play. Well, we can't hear what it's trying to say. We need to spin the record backwards. But see, in our household, What you played on the record player, everybody in the house heard. And if you start spinning that record backwards, what you heard, your mama heard, and 9 times out of 10, you got popped in the back of your head and said, "What the hell is that you listening to?" See, the black families would jump in and intervene, but white kids have always been more free, if you will, than black people. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm behind. No play metal backwards and have a Ouija. Oh, girl, a Ouija board. I'm sorry, Anthony. I said, "Oh, girl, it's still morning to me." A Ouija board, you had to play in my black household, my family's household. You better play the Ouija board when there was something going on in the house, like a get together or a party, and the kids had to be somewhere by themselves while the grown folks was. Then y'all might be able to pull out a Ouija board, and if you got caught with it, you might be able to get away without getting your ass whooped. But they didn't want none of that demonic stuff in their house, so a lot of times you had to be at your friend's house to play with the Ouija board. Yep, some records. Yeah, all of them weren't like that. You right, CC. All of them weren't like that, but some of them were. Not my family. I get slapped in a hot minute. Okay, right. Well, I apologize for speaking on the white people in advance, Raina, just to let y'all know it wasn't no disrespect, but we just talking truth. We start out talking about Lil Nas X, and we trickling down to real life. Oh, well, to, what the life that we understand and we experience. No, go over your what's friend house to hear. That's right. Yes, the floor model. That's the best way to call it. The floor model. That's right. Hi-fi was the name. It was a piece of furniture. Y'all called it a hi-fi, and my uncle called it a highball. Put it up on that highball. Highball. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right, CC. Come with it, boo. Come with it. Yes. Now go over your white family house. That's right. You had to go to your white family house to do a lot. And then once we found out how to get it past our parents with the white friends, then we incorporated it with the black friends. When we know we're gonna skip school or skip a class, or we want to go to the football game or the pep squad rally after school or whatever, and we know our parents ain't gonna let us wear a certain outfit, we put that outfit underneath our clothes and go to school. And then when you get to school, you take the top part off. Then when school was out, you put them clothes back on before you came to the house, or at least that's how we did it back in the day. How about, yeah? No, go over your to play music backwards. Oh, yeah, 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 Anthony. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't get offended. It's all good. Thank you, babe. Thank you. But yeah, the reality of it is we're yet again watching Lil Nas do his initiation ritual. And it's playing out for the whole world to see. Now I don't know if there's any outrage, because again, I see a lot of the titles. I saw a lot of thumbnails with his pregnant belly picture on it, but I wasn't able to listen to him. And for a minute, I kind of didn't want to listen to the commentary because I think it was something I wasn't prepared to hear. But as I think about what I'm seeing with him and his so-called pregnant belly, and I'm gonna tell you something else. The pregnant belly it was the whole setup for me. You sporting a belly bump with no clothes on, a piece of cloth wrapped around your loins, because see, back in the day, that's what they was called. The men's was called loins. That was their Peter Weeder section, right? You got this piece of cloth wrapped around your loins, and then you got the nerve to take something that was initially meant as innocent and angelic, which was a flowered headdress. Now, it was rumored that the flowered headdresses represented back in the day people of innocence, if you will, women of innocence. Um, what was they called back then? Mm, Almost servants, if you will, but the female servants. But if he was gonna put a piece of piece of cloth across his loin and sport a pregnant belly bump, with a little makeup in the face. I would rather that headdress, that headpiece, been spiked with Bob goddamn wire, like the wire the headdress they put on Jesus when he was crucified. I would rather that bitch had barbed wire and thorns on it. And go on and do your photo op the right way. Put them blood streaks coming down his head like he bleeding from his head. If you want to do a blood ritual, we'll go on and stick him with some barbed wire and some spike headdress and let him bleed for real. And y'all go on and take your photo out. Because at the end of the day, it's a demonic worship to Baphomet and family. That's what it boils down to being. It's the truth about our white friend house to cut up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. See, this ritual is all in your face. Now, did nobody have too much to say about them so-called Nike tennis shoes with a drop of blood in it, except for Nike? They said, get our name off that demonic shit. You didn't partner up with us or pay us one dime to put our name in that promotion. So run it. And I heard tell that there was a lawsuit filed, but I don't know how true it is. I hadn't confirmed it. There was friends' house that I would go to so I could act up. My daddy would whoop the whole bunch. He don't care who you belong to. That's right. Now that part, now that was a country lifestyle. You get your ass whooped at Denise's house. You could be white, brown, yellow, orange, or red. If Denise's daddy whooped one, he whooped all. That's how our household was. So you could do what you want. I bet her play something you gotta do no name. Folks listening. Yeah, people are listening. And with him being so public with these rituals, you have other companies and organizations that are very much silently involved. Now they can step forward and say, oh, he's a part of the family. Let's give him a contract with, I don't know, Levi Strauss. I bet y'all don't even know who Levi Strauss is. Do y'all know what Levi Strauss is? Levi Strauss is the name of the company that was making Levi jeans. Now, again, some of you young maybe people ain't gonna know that because y'all never read that brown patch on the back of the jeans. Anyway, I'm sure he gets sponsorships from people, fashion industry, hair industry, jewelry industry. Why? Because they see him going through his initiation, and this is their way of helping to put money in his pocket for him to continue to be their servant. Because he's not only serving Baphomet and company, but he's serving everybody that tell him to bend over, which way to bend over, and whether to take one in the mouth or the butt. He's in the middle of servitude to those people. That's right, they said hell to the no and meant it every time they said it, Kiki. Every time they said it, they meant it. What about the effing guys in jail? What that video mean? I haven't seen a video with Lil Nas X since Montero. I'm sorry, I hadn't. So if it's a video affiliated with his pregnant picture, I haven't seen it. Yep, Levi Jeans. But Levi Strauss was the name of the company that made the jeans. You remember cece? Yes, with the red thread inside the pants that cost money today, the original Levi's. And with that brown leather patch on the back that tell you the name of the company, when it was made. It even had a like a serial number on it. It had the size, the width of the pants leg, and the length of the pants leg. Like a 36-30 or 38, 40-38, because the width was across your waist, but the length was how tall or how short you was. Levi, I believe, Levi Strauss was the first jean maker to print that on the on a patch and put it on the outside of the pants. And I'm trying my best to think of the other company that's doing it now, and I can't get my mind on it to save my soul. The best fit, baby, Levi's was the business. Now, they was a little pricey to poor folks. They was pricey. You know, if you messed around and got a pair of Levi's, you wasn't gonna get but one pair. And you could tell the difference between an original pair of Levi's and a fake pair of Levi's based on that patch, because Levi's had a symbol that was stitched into the back pockets that identified those jeans as Levi. So you didn't necessarily have to see the patch to realize you was looking at a pair of Levi jeans. But that patch let you know that this is an original pair of Levi jeans. These ain't no knockoffs and no bootlegs. This is the original. Love Levi's. Baby, they fit good. They made that booty look like it was popping. Yes. Only had one pair, but I thought I was hot. Girl, I only had one pair. You couldn't tell me shit when I put my Levi's on. Girl. Just like Chuck Taylor's was called All Stars back in the day. Yes. Yes. All Stars. That's right. Oh, and we started calling them All Stars, and now I think y'all well, they went from All Stars to Converses, and from Converses I think y'all call them Kicks now. But Chuck Taylor's was the original name of the Converses. Get into it, you better go get it. Huh? You better go get it. James fit your ass like a clip. Baby, listen. You could have a pancake booty. Put them Levi's on, baby. It made your hips pop. Your booty didn't even matter no more. Girl, they was everything. Do you hear me? I didn't care nothing about no Gloria Vanderbilt jeans. I wasn't struggling to make no extra money to get no Calvin Klein jeans. Bitch, give me one good pair of Levi's and I was set for life, baby. Yes. He has a video with him in jail. And ooh, that okay. So this video that Anthony is talking about is yet another indication of him going through his blood ritual. He's selling, he's slowly selling and committing his soul to the devil, all for a pretty penny. Now, will he be as famous and as popular with his music sell as strong once the swamp has been drained? Because, see, the swamp runs long, it runs deep. So when they drain in the swamp, they will be taking all of those from Hollywood, the music industry. Y'all seen the list of the people over there in the industry, Sony Music, Def Jam Records. Everybody told you how Clive Davis was a whole hoe, but that was Whitney Houston's, that was her man. Not her boyfriend man, but like manager man. I think he found it or put Whitney on the map. But baby, they say Clive Davis was one of the biggest pedo people that you could even think of. He had all of the good nasty parties, putting people together. You come to the party, they introduce you to Jack. You saying nice to meet you, Jack. And while Jack's shaking your hand, he got his finger rubbing underneath the palm. See, y'all too young to know a lot of these coded handshakes. But see, back in the day, you could shake somebody's hand and they'll take their finger and rub it on the palm of your hand while they shake. That meant they wanted your cookies. Y'all don't remember. Y'all too young. I'm sorry. Wear my checks all day long. I have all colors. Go ahead, cece. Go ahead. What about Sassoon love? Look at the ladies in them, but that's status. Yes, Sassoon was a popular gene, and the white girls was mostly in the Sassoons because they didn't have no booty. So the Sassoons did wonders for the skinny girls with no booties and didn't have no waistline, no hips. Anthony, the 80s was the shit. All day, every day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. This whole pedal thing, it dates back. It dates back to centuries. But when I knew anything about it, that was the code. It was the unspoken word. I want to sleep with you. Hi, BBK. This is Marcus. Marcus, this is BBK. First thing they do is reach their hand out to shake your hand, and you reach yours out. And as you guys inner grip your hand, that middle finger come out while they still gripping your hand, and they rubbing you in the palm of your hand. That was a sexual invite, and your eyes would get big, and you'd be like, "Nick, I'm not giving you none of these." All right, well, y'all have a nice time. I got to get back home. I was only out, able to come out for 30. You got the hell out of Dodge. If you were under a protective arm of God like I was. Uh huh. See, I kept my legs shut so tight you didn't know if they was getting no air up in there or not. But a lot of the friends that I hung around with was fast as hell, getting venereal diseases, getting pregnant, and having abortions. Abortions was popping back then. That was the business. Right. When the fame is gone, where will he be? Where will his music stand? Will his music even have the same effect on people as it does now? My father broke his coworker hand because of that handshake. Girl, girl, these people think this shit is new. This ain't new. Messing with these. Listen, I completely forgot about that handshake. Right, Raina? You know what I'm talking about. Listen, back when I was coming up in middle school, the kids that was in college that wasn't doing good knew that they could have a see back then in school you used to could schedule a meeting with the teacher after class, and the teacher would make you a proposition, give up the booty and he'll give up the A or the B, depending on how good the booty was, or you can give up some head and get an A plus or get a semester grade for the year. And kids were doing it. Here, unbuckle his pants, close the door, unbuckle his pants right there in the classroom, let you blow him off and go on about your business. And then the kids was wondering, hell, I need to get friends with Mary Ann over there. She's a straight A student. That bitch is dumb as dirt, but she give good head. She can't help you with your homework. Some kids knew, some didn't. Parents was oblivious. Parents had no clue. They did abortions in folks' houses and back alleys. Folks didn't even go to the. There it is. There it is. You didn't have to worry about being 16 or having to be 18 and back then if you was doing anything like that, you had to have an adult with you. When the times changed, because a lot of there was a lot of deaths doing those back alley abortions, but that was the bit. That's how it was done back in the day. And then when they started having a lot of deaths and a lot of complications from those back alley procedures, they ended up having opening up abortion clinics, which the people was protesting and trying to shut down, busting out windows and making a human shield to stop people from going in. They was doing a lot of that. But if you went to an abortion clinic, you had to go with an adult. People wasn't telling their mom and daddy. Their mom and daddy wasn't taking them to the abortion clinic. They would go tell their best friend and their mama or their big sister or big brother would go take them and sign for them and lie and say that they this or they that. The world just everything got bigger as time went on. Everything got bigger and got worse. And we stood for it. We let it go. So again, this is just a reminder. Lord, my daddy would have killed me. Nope, I wasn't ready to die. Call me scared. Oh, I don't care. You ain't scared, Raina. You ain't scared. Don't worry about it, girl. We know you ain't scared. Everything just got bigger. Everything just grew exponentially. But again, We turned the blind eye. We turned the head. Let me tell you how folks would find out about how promiscuous your little best friend was or the crew you was hanging with. If your sister or brother wanted you to help them do the chores or wanted you to help them with their homework and you wouldn't do it and you pissed them off, then when it came time for their daddy to get in their ass or get them a whooping or whatever, they was getting in trouble, they'll holler off and yell, Sally is having sex with Joe. That's how your parents found out you wasn't a virgin, your mom. Or your sister would get mad at you because you wouldn't help her do something, and then she'll go tell her friend, yeah, that's why she walking around with chlamydia now. Then her best friend go tell somebody else. Next thing you know, you go to school tomorrow, everybody looking in your face crazy because they done spread it around it. You having sex. You're the classroom whore. You're the school whore of the school. You running around under the bleachers having sex, sucking nuts and everything else. That's how word got around. And then big sisters would haul off and they're so close to their parents and they have reality talks. They'll mess around and tell their mama. The next thing you know, the mamas are sitting on the city bus riding home from dropping y'all off at school, and they get to talking and she said, well, I hate to be the one to tell you, but Sissy is having sex. She's sleeping with my son, and I didn't know if you knew, but I didn't want us to have no bad blood. That's how your parents will be finding out about your little indiscretions. None of this crap is new, but folks are acting like it right, especially folks our age. But that's right. That's right, cece. Blackmail. Yes, sir. Yes, that's right, Raina. That blind eye was and is the normal. Always have been until it hit home. That's right. Nobody cared until it hit they house, walked in their house. And I know we've gotten off of the ritual, but I'm just telling you how a lot of stuff used to be back then and how it is now. They doing stuff in your face now. Back then it was all hidden. It was all kept a secret. They tried to keep it a secret. Cause see, your mama mess around and go and tell the church, and next week the whole church will be down in front of your business protesting with signs and megaphones and everything. So y'all didn't want the parents to come down there and shut you down. Your uncle, your black uncle will call his white girlfriend. Your white girlfriend daddy is the mayor. He'll call his golf buddy, who's the governor. They'll shut your whole business down. So they had to keep it separate. Because there was a time when our parents and our folks weren't standing for it and they were speaking up and trying to put a stop to things or trying to make a difference with things. But now it's gotten out of hand because we became complacent. And it's unfortunate. But yeah, Lil Nas X, I don't think he gonna be around too long because when they drain the swamp, I don't think his music will be the same. I don't think his hype will be the same. And given the fact that the pedal crew is what they are, definitely a group or an organization of people that they're after, I think he gonna end up getting jammed up. So as quick as he came in is as quick as he'll fall off, and that's my belief. Now, whether or not he'll go into a depression and knock himself off, I don't know, don't care, and don't wish it on nobody. But the reality of it is, a lot of the stuff they out here doing, they doing it in broad daylight, in our face, with our eyes wide open. Wake up, people. Pay attention and use your discernment to protect your family and your kids. That's all I can say. Make sure you stock up. I got some videos and stuff that I want to bring to y'all. I'm gonna try to bring them to you tonight, but honey, I went to bed rather late this morning, and my eyeballs is hurting right now. So I'm about to go in here and wash my face, brush my teeth, fix me a plate, and come in here and clock in for work. So I'm gonna try to bring them to you tonight. It might be a little bit late because I'm sure the streets will be hot. I know the streets is flaming right now. So, but y'all go ahead and stock up because we haven't hit rock bottom. Rock bottom is still to come. And I have a video. Is it a video? It's not a video, but it's like a memo. We didn't get what we were supposed to get in August with that emergency broadcast system. But when they had planned to give us certain information in that broadcast, it was alleged, it was advertised that we would have 10 days of dark communication, which meant no phones and no internet. Now, I don't know if you can last for 2 weeks with no phone service and no internet. I don't know if you can last 2 weeks with no lights. But if you can, try to stock up. Remember, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Yeah. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But listen, it's Friday. I got a job and I got shit to do. So thank y'all for coming through. I appreciate y'all. Give me a thumbs up on the video if you can or not. Whichever way your spirit leads you is all right by me. One more time, shout out to all my bosses, my street runners, my cave dwellers, my supporters, subscribers, allies, haters, and ops. Y'all stay safe and have a blessed day. I'll talk to you later.